On this episode of Latinas, we'll look back at some of the very best segments from Season 1. Stay tuned. Welcome to Latinas, the show that's all about nuestras mujeres in the Latinx community. I'm Tinabeth Piña. Today, I'm honored to share with you some of our best segments from Season 1 of this groundbreaking program. In our premiere episode, we talked politics, and with the 2020 elections right around the corner, this is a great segment to kick off today's show. Now, the last few elections have brought in a female wave that increased the number of women of color elected to office. Despite the gains, the numbers tell us that Latinas are still underrepresented in politics. Marlene Peralta explains why.
The year 2018 was historic. The elections at the state and federal level brought in a wave of new, more diverse, and younger group of female politicians, which included a Latina of Puerto Rican roots by the name of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. In New York State, we also got women like Assemblywoman Catalina Cruz, the first former Dreamer to be elected to office in the country. But has that wave made a difference when it comes to Latina representation in office?
I do not think we have enough Latinas in power. We've seen some incredible Latinas elected to the state office. Obviously, we know that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is now in Congress, so that obviously has amplified our voice, but we're still underrepresented.
Latinos are the largest minority in New York State and in the nation, but make up only less than 2% of those elected to Congress and state offices. If broken down by gender, the number of Latinas is even smaller.
In the city council at a local level here in the city of New York, we only have 12 women out of 51 members. And when I came into office over 13 years ago at this point, there were 18 women.
Despite extremely low numbers, Mark-Viverito, who made history as the first Latina to hold citywide office in New York, sees hope in this new wave of women in politics.
When I became speaker in 2014, I started raising the alarm here in the city of New York, saying, mira, we don't have enough women, right? We don't have enough women in office, we need to run. Then we've seen, obviously, the midterm elections, that surge of women, the greatest number of women of color to be elected to Congress. We have seen women stepping up.
Amanda Farias is one of those young Latinas stepping up. The 29-year-old Bronx native with Puerto Rican and Dominican roots ran for the first time in 2017 for the then open city council seat in District 18. We met her in Midtown Manhattan near her job at the Consortium for Worker Education.
Yeah, so I was in a really interesting predicament. Though my seat was an open seat, I did have a five-way race. I was the youngest candidate, the only woman, and I ran against a almost 30-year, what was like an incumbent-style race because a state senator, Ruben Diaz Sr., jumped into the race along with three other men from the district. And we were all, vying for the Democratic nomination for the primary. So it was an interesting dynamic.
Back then, she lost to incumbent and veteran politician Ruben Diaz Sr., but that's not stopping her. She's running again against him in 2021.
We came in with almost 22% of the vote in a five-way race. That shows that the people in the community want the change, right? They desire new leadership. They actually believe in women, and we're willing to show up for a first-time candidate, a young woman. Like all of those challenges that were there, they were countered by the amount of people that actually showed up for me to vote.
The year 2021 poses a huge opportunity to increase the number of Latinas in elected office. There will be citywide elections, which include for mayor, for borough president, and also at the city council level, there will be at least 34 open seats from outgoing council members who cannot seek re-election. Just days after we interviewed Melissa Mark-Viverito, she also announced she's running, this time to replace Congressman Jose Serrano in the South Bronx. For Latinas, this is Marlene Peralta.
Although Lauren Ridloff doesn't speak Spanish, she does communicate through sign language. The Tony Award-nominated actress and former elementary school teacher, who's currently starring in The Walking Dead, told me all about her life as a multicultural woman and actor who just happens to be deaf.
This scene is one of my favorite scenes we've shot so far because it really shows the audience and the world out there how capable deaf people are.
I just find it interesting how very natural this whole experience, acting-wise, has been for you. It's as if you were born to do it.
I come from a family that's very creative. My mother's an artist. My father was a musician. My sister is a dancer. I'm married to a poet. So I've always been surrounded by that creativity, and I've always felt this need to tell stories. I didn't know that I could act, but when I look back, it all makes sense to me.
When people interview you, a lot of it is about being deaf. And there's clearly more to you than just the deaf cultural aspect of you. You're African American, you're Mexican American. How did that influence you growing up?
My father is Mexican. He was the first child born here in America. His brother and sisters were all born in Mexico. My dad grew up in an environment where everyone spoke Spanish and English, so he's bilingual. When he found out that his child was deaf, his first thought was, oh, okay, I've got to learn another language to communicate with my child. So that's what he did. Learning sign language came from his family cultural appreciating bilingualism, and that affected me growing up.
Did you grow up eating certain foods or doing certain dances?
Yes, absolutely. My grandmother, my abuela, made the best enchiladas with mole sauce. Oh, that chocolate was so good.
Are you passing along that culture to your sons as well?
Absolutely. My boys, they're also Jewish because their father, my husband, is a Russian Jew. So I hope that my boys don't have to explain their backgrounds as much as we have needed to today, right?
How proud are you to be multicultural? How proud are you to be Latina?
I love having an intersectional identity. I feel that allows me to reach out and connect with more people out there. Sure. There's more opportunities to share with other people and share something. We share experiences. I love that. It makes me feel like I'm a good storyteller.
Do you have any advice for young women who face the same situation as you, being a deaf child in a hearing world?
My advice to young women would be to stay true to yourself. And it is okay if sometimes you feel like you're not sure of how to behave or how to be or how to speak with a certain group of people. That's okay. You can be quiet at that moment and just observe, because that's good too.
You'll see Lauren next on the big screen playing Makari, Marvel's first deaf superhero in the highly anticipated film, The Eternals.
Making rice it's a big staple in being Puerto Rican and for a lot of people, like being Latina. And every time I would make it, it would either come out like mashed potatoes, like that mushy, or grainy, disgusting. I actually learned because one of my side hustles is nannying. One of the families I work for, the mom happens to be Boricua. So she taught me how to make rice. When I learned how to make rice, I couldn't stop making white rice at home. There would be random like Tupperware just full of rice piling up in the refrigerator because I was just so proud of the texture of my rice. I finally got it down. It is a science, cooking is a science. And I told my mom that I finally became a grown-up. I can make rice. My name is Melissa Garay, and I am New Yorican.
Latinos overall don't see themselves in traditional racial categories, but as the new 2020 census approaches, there's a need to accurately account for those who identify with Latinidad and Blackness. Elena Romero has the story.
Latinx heritage is both multidimensional and complex. But a recent push in the U.S. for self-identity, recognition, and acceptance is unifying many Latinx descendants through their visible Blackness.
Afro-Latinidad is the construction that centers the Black experience within the Latinx experience. Oftentimes, I think people think of pride, they think of flags. We have an indigenous component, we have an African component, and we have a European component. When we actually look at the history, what is emphasized? The indigenous is almost never actually looked at. We think of the indigenous element, particularly in the Caribbean, as this lost mythic past. And then we never celebrate Blackness at all, except for in folkloric moments.
Dr. Vanessa Valdez, an Afro-Boricua, is the director of the Black Studies Department at the City College of New York. She says there's a complex relationship between Latinidad and Blackness, and that celebrities like Amara La Negra have been pushing the conversation of Afro-Latinidad forward.
I think she did a tremendous contribution in terms of activating that conversation, because that was in your face. It was on Instagram, it was on Twitter, it was everywhere, right? And she was educating a lot of people.
A lot of people don't know that there's Afro-Latinos, that there's Latin people that look like me in every Latin country. Not everybody looks like J-Lo, Sofia Vergara, Salma Hayek, There's a lot of people that look like me.
A 2014 Pew Research study showed that 1/4 of all U.S. Latinx self-identified as either Afro-Latinx, Afro-Caribbean, or of African descent with roots in Latin America. This was the first time a nationally representative survey in the U.S. had directly asked the question.
It's going to be interesting to see how people identify with this particular census. Are they going to check all the boxes? Are they going to check just one?
Oh, what's her name?
Kim Haas, president of Haas Media, has been passionate in documenting and celebrating the Afro-Latinx culture through her blog, Los Afro-Latinos, which honors and celebrates the contributions of Africans who've helped shape and form the culture of the Spanish and Portuguese-speaking Americas.
Is the attitude of Latinos embracing Blackness changing?
I think it's an evolution, because I don't know if you just wake up and all of a sudden, you feel good about, especially if you've had years and years of not being noticed, not being honored, not being valued. We're looking at a variety of factors. I think social media is playing a tremendous role. I think DNA testing can play a role. We're learning more about what it becomes and what it means to be a Latino. What does it mean? And what does it mean to be Black? Every human being wants to be heard and wants to feel valued. And in my experience talking with many Afro-Latinx, many have said, I feel invisible. I don't feel heard. I feel like people say I'm not Black, but I'm not Latina. And I feel in this crossroads, this no man's land. And I hope that what we can do through the blog is really celebrate and say, hey, here's a community of people. Here are amazing women who are doing incredible work in their respective fields. And let's give them the attention they deserve and celebrate their work.
Dr. Valdez couldn't agree with Haas more.
What we choose to do, it's all on an individual basis. How we conduct ourselves, how we want to move through this world. Saying that Blackness is something of value, and that folks of African descent not only have built this country, literally, but also have contributed in a number of ways that we were never educated on.
For Latinas, I'm Elena Romero.
Moms, we all have them, but Latina moms really have unique ways to show their love. Our mommies and their chancletas are what we're talking about on today's Caliente Caliente.
So the best thing about having a Latina mom for me is just that fierce love. I think Latina moms have this love for their kids that it's palpable and you feel it. And no matter what age you are, no matter what you're going through, your mommy is there.
What I really love is how, for some reason, out of that love, they figure out how to cure anything.
Oh my God, yes.
Latina moms are amazing at curing anything. You know, either with a tececito or a jarabe, el Vicks. I think to this day, if I have anything, she'll call me and she'll be like, did you try Vicks? Did you guys grow up with el cuco?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Oh my gosh.
I did.
El coco in the closet.
Yeah. Who would think of disciplining their kids with the threat of like a boogeyman?
Right.
But it worked.
It worked, oh yes. You know, and it's funny because I can relate now having a 7-year-old son, because we use Santa Claus more now to get him to do things the right way. But then I'm like, you know, they all have it easy right now because I had a cuckoo back then. That was so scary. Like I was, you know, scared.
Traumatized.
Traumatized, exactly.
I don't know about you, but I feel like the chancleta is a staple of Dominican culture.
The thing about that chancleta was that it was almost as if it had a motor to it. You know, like it would follow you. You could run to a different room and for some reason that chancleta, you would turn around and it would be there.
Oh, yes.
I don't know how they did it. This is before drones, you know?
Exactly.
The chancleta was always around.
The drone chancleta, oh my God.
I couldn't open up the fridge if my hair was wet. Because it would like cause something called a pasmo, I think it was, where like your face would get stuck in a certain position.
Yes.
Right, and that also applied to when you're ironing or doing something when you're really warm and then you go open something cold.
So I feel that one thing that Latina moms do is they are not afraid to discipline you regardless of where you are. It doesn't matter who's there, whether your friends are there, whether the family's there. If they have something to say to you because you're acting up, they will tell you. No problem, no issue. They will give you that look, they will take you to the side, they will tell you what's going on.
That look is.
Does that look work with your kids?
It does.
It does? Okay.
Latina moms are really, I feel that are really amazing about preserving ritual, culture, family. Family is so huge, and I think that it's because Latina moms really make it the center of everything. You know, and as a result, we all feel more safe. We all feel more comfortable, and we're able to be ourselves because we have that from them.
To our mommies and their strength.
Their resilience.
Everything they taught us.
Yes, yes.
So we pass it down to our kids.
Yes.
Ellen Ochoa is the first Latina to go to space aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery in 1993. The California-born and bred Ochoa had a difficult time deciding what she wanted to do career-wise since she grew up playing the flute and thought she would pursue a music major in college. But the former astronaut earned a PhD from Stanford in electrical engineering instead. Dr. Ochoa is a veteran of 4 space flights and logged nearly 1,000 hours in space. In 2007, after retiring from spacecraft operations, Dr. Ochoa served as deputy director of NASA's Johnson Space Center and 6 years later became its first Latina and only second female director. Dr. Ochoa is currently the vice chair of the National Science Board and has 6 schools named after her. She is the recipient of many awards, including NASA's highest award, the Distinguished Service Medal. Ellen Ochoa is today's Badass Latina. For all you moms out there, have you ever wondered whether you should be raising your children to be bilingual? Correspondent and mom Gisela Sanders Alcantara sought out another bilingual mom to compare notes. Let's take a look.
¿Dónde estamos? Estamos en el Ciudad de México. Katie read The Last Treasure.
Ya sal, corazón, que no te encuentro.
Okay. $5 the whole pie.
It's a very good deal, Oika. Every time I hear my kids speak, I think about who they are, where they come from, and how much I would love to see them express their thoughts.
And so many friends.
In my native language, Spanish. But beyond my romanticism, is there a benefit of being bilingual?
You know, for me, it's opened a lot of doors. When I was in high school, I was able to take French instead of Spanish because I already spoke Spanish.
I found Diana Limongi, a blogger and podcaster, documenting her experience as a bilingual mom.
Lo haré. Compartiré mi helado. No. The earlier you start, the better. So if I could offer that to my kids, like I really wanted to, that's why I was so committed to doing it.
Right.
That's why I started doing like all the research, and that's how I discovered all the blogs, and that's kind of why I said, oh, I want I want to kind of share this journey because I know it's not easy. You have to, you know, work at it every day. It gets harder when your kids start going to school.
And I'm happy that you recognize that it's a marathon-like commitment.
But it's worth it, I think, you know.
¿Y por qué te gusta hablar español? Cuéntame.
Porque no todo el mundo habla español y porque en la escuela hay muchos niños que hablan inglés. Sí, yo hablo español contigo.
And also, don't get discouraged if your kids are mixing the languages because it's normal. If your kids code switch, if your kids kind of, or prefer to say some words in one language because it's easier, that's normal developmentally.
In the US, we constantly see how people are urged to speak mostly or only in English.
A lot of immigrants that are newly arrived or first generation, they believe that they have to speak in English to their kids because we're in the United States now and this is the language. But really what the research shows and what is more beneficial to children is that you speak your native language and the language that you are most comfortable in and that you know more of. Because even if it's not English, when you are building those language skills, that is going to translate into kind of laying a foundation for the ability for your children to learn English.
There's been an explosion of scientific research showing the benefits of being bilingual. It can slow down the effects of old age, open up career opportunities, widen your range of understanding and expression, which in turn makes you a more compassionate person and smart.
Ya estamos. Te toca a ti. And bilingualism will not create a language delay. Just because you're teaching your kid 2 languages does not mean that they're going to be delayed. Just remember that they're learning the same amount of words, just, you know, in 2 separate pieces, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sharing my story for Latinas, Gisela Sanders Alcantara.
Ecuadorian Saskia Sorrosa left her job as Vice President of Marketing at the NBA for a mission-driven career. She launched and developed Fresh Bellies, a baby food startup where she's learned many lessons about entrepreneurship that her former 20-year career hadn't prepared her for. And that's why she's today's Latina on the rise.
My name is Saskia Sorrosa. I'm the founder and CEO of Fresh Bellies. I came to the US when I was 17 years old to go to college in Washington, D.C., and then I eventually stayed in the US and built my career here. I built a career in marketing for over 20 years. I started on the agency side, eventually went over to the National Basketball Association where I was working as a VP of marketing for 11 years. After I had my first daughter is when this whole idea of starting Fresh Bellies started swirling in my head. And then when I had my second daughter and I was on maternity leave is when I realized there's still nothing in the space 2 years later. Somebody really has to do something with infant nutrition to get kids to just eat differently. And so I quit my job at the time and dedicated myself to Fresh Bellies full time. The last New England Journal of Medicine predicts that 57% of kids will be obese by the age of 35. That's more than half of our youth. And so what we do is we focus on the moment when kids start, take their very first bite of food, which is actually one of the most critical moments when we learn to eat as humans. We never mix our veggies with fruit. And then we also focus on vegetables that are bold in flavor. So Swiss chard, which is like bitter, and beets, which are earthy, and broccoli, cauliflower and bell peppers, which are tangy. So we focus on those bold flavors that we're going to expect them to eat later on and start training those palates with every meal. In a million dreams, I never thought I'd have an opportunity to be on the show and talk to the sharks and go through that experience. So it was a blessing. I mean, it was just something that I could have never even hoped for. There were a lot of really good questions that they made when we were talking to them, and there was a lot of interest in terms of what we were doing and how we plan to impact children. For us, our bigger goal was educating people about what we're doing, and the fact that we got an opportunity to be in front of not only the sharks, but 4 million viewers to speak about our mission and why it's important it's just priceless. Raising capital is just really hard, and in this business you need a lot of money. That's one of those things where you sometimes are like, I just want to throw my hands up and walk out. I'm a female, I'm Latina, I'm selling baby food, I'm not selling this really sexy technology app, and I'm pitching most of the time to men who normally respond by saying, I have no idea about childhood nutrition, my wife took care of that. Once you have your mind set on something, it's doable. You know, I'm one of many who have been able to do it, who have been able to raise capital and start a business, and the statistics are there. Female businesses are more successful than male businesses, even though they get less funding, only 2% of VC funding. And so the stats are there. We have everything going for us to succeed. We just have to be willing to take the risk and work really hard for it.
And that's our show for today. For more information on what you just saw, check out our website at tv.cuny.edu and follow our social media profiles because we love sharing our Latina stories with you. And please make sure you tune in next time where we'll see even more great segments from season 1 of LATiNAS. And I don't want to brag, but we do have a lot of good stories. Uepa! Hasta la próxima, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.